This is training video number 26 of the Duplo Dc10000S vacuum feed tower. This is the initial setup of the tower. Now in this particular instance we're going to be using a 10-point chrome coat cover that is also UV coated, so that's considered a heavy stock. So we're going to, in bin 2 is where the cover is located, we're going to switch down to the heavy stock. As you can see, you got a line, a heavy line and a thin line, and you have off in the middle. So to the top is for normal, your average paper, 80-pound gloss, 60-pound bond, offset paper, 70-pound offset, and some thinner covers, and down for papers like chrome coat and so forth. Now, also you have to keep in mind that if you do have a really super dense sheet, and you're not able to sense it during the initial setup with the switch set to the heavy paper position, you also have dip switch number 2, switch 8, which is 1, 2, and switch 8 is the one that increases the percentage, basically powers up the sensors so that it can penetrate heavier paper. However, some printed papers, like if you're printing solid blacks on both sides or solid ink, sometimes toner, and combined with thick paper, just will not sense. In those cases, you can either use the cover feeder to ensure that you're not feeding a double, or just go ahead and run it with the sensor turned off. Typically, my experience has been that typically covers are not fed double unless there's something sticking them together, like a extreme static, or some type of problem, like maybe your coatings are a little sticky or your ink is not dry. But outside of that, it rarely ever feeds a double cover. So now you can see that, first of all, we've got 4 bins set up with 60-pound offset and 1 with the cover. Now we're going to push the reset button. Now what the reset button does, it erases the previous settings. You can see the lights went out, and now it's going to turn the lights on whichever bin has paper. Now we go down to the exit chute here and see what was delivered. Now this is very important and a step that sometimes operators overlook. You can't assume that it fed the correct sheets. Also, you want to make sure you have the correct sequence. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of 60-pound offset and 1 are heavy cover. So we know that the set fed correctly. So now you have programmed the tower, the sensors, to the paper you have in the bins. Now don't be surprised if it shows a double and you don't have a double. If the density of the ink changes, or if it's a different type of toner, or if you change to a different brand of paper, or even sometimes a different box of paper, can have different opacity. So if you have a problem in which it feeds a double, or shows you it fed a double but didn't, look the paper over carefully, see if you can see anything that's changed. If not, push reset again and recalibrate your sensors. It is possible, sometimes as a result of a power surge or change in voltage, or turning the power off for long periods of time, coming back, turning it on, that you may have to reset. Anyway, that completes our video of preliminary setup and reset of the tower Dc10000S. Thank you.